everyone. Welcome to Tuesdays. Two Dogs Digs Hall Pass. I'm Bad Dog, aka The Beast, and you will understand that if you see my Instagram page. Otherwise, I will be sure to explain it to you. Today, we are here to chat about a baggie wall and what we find on a baggie wall. And I know that not everybody has baggie walls. That's unfortunately, a lot of people don't have them. But there are some people who do have access to them. Sometimes they could be as simple as a single wall. It doesn't mean that it has to be like gigantic or anything like that. Sometimes, as I said, it can be a single wall. Sometimes it might be, a big, huge mother. And I've got one of those for you to show you when it comes to our actual, what we deal with as a baggie wall. A big hello to everybody here. An ad just came on for keeping dust from your horses. Yes, Tina doesn't have, but she likes seeing what we score. I can give people some ideas too. Well, we've got today our better half downstairs, no nap good dog, who has not had a nap and hasn't got a haircut. I haven't shaved and he hasn't got a haircut. Now, if we put the two of us together, it'd be like Santa. Hello.
Hello. No, I'm just adjusting. My face doesn't look bright red compared to you.
No, it doesn't look bright red compared to me.
Actually, the video quality I have down here is much better than yours.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Well, big hello to everyone here. Let me just see. We've got, hey, Nellie, thanks for popping in. Janet again. Tina number 3 in the house. Mr. Kyle. Maybe full-time, maybe not yet. Linda. Sherry. Elisa. Ms. Bolin. I got to get you onto Whatnot. I'm going to show you why a little later. Oh, that guy downstairs. Heather, Debbie. I hope I don't miss anybody. Elisa, Tamara. Hey, Candace. Thanks for popping in. Diana. So yeah, today, just so you know, we ended up doing a little run around, and I took him thrifting. Well, I didn't take him thrifting, so let me explain. So today we're going to talk about the baggie wall, toy wall. I'm going to show you at the end a really neat thing that I figured out on Lego. I didn't even think about it, but I just found it out, but I'll show you because it's part of the baggie wall. Hey, Mr. Greg. And we'll chat a little bit about some of the other stuff that we did. Well, today I've got something I have to blame. Hey, Trash Panda, thanks for popping in. Did you just pop that on? You've been helping a lot with the Max Old videos. Oh, thank goodness. Thank you. I mean, thank you for watching our Max Old. Thank you so much. Well, see, this is just it. I know we're not supposed to, but I do get approval.
Yep.
From him so I can do it. So
yes, I need to get him out of the house sometimes.
Yes,
and sometimes I go with him and surprise him.
Sometimes he'll surprise me.
And then he does lovely things for me that make me laugh. Things that make me go, ah!
So before we go, let's see, where is that not working there? Okay, that's what I just want to do. Okay, so just before, I just want to show you when I was talking about the fact that we actually do have like a big baggie wall. I don't want anybody to be jealous, but this, Rick told me today, I have to get a picture. So I did. So this is our baggie wall.
It's not showing.
No, how do I do that? Let me see. What am I doing here? It should be doing that. Okay, I know what I have to do. I have to upload this to get it to work properly for me because I didn't stream it properly, I guess. Hold on, you can't see that on there. That's weird because I used to be able to click. I'm doing that app video thing. Anyway, I'll figure that out in a moment. So anyway, today I'll talk to you about what we ended up doing. So I have to blame this on Mr. Adrian. Actually, there's two things I want to talk about first. Oh, geez. I'm all over the place. Yes, I am. But that's just me. So number one was, and I did post about this in Craft, but we had a couple of things this week in the past 3 or 4 days, which were the, get that out of the way. Can I reach for this? And they sold. So the couple of things that I want to tell everybody again. So what we've structured and told you guys over the past few weeks, we are taking items, we're doing our inventory, we're taking items off inventory, we're relisting them as relists or sell similars. We have probably sold 10 to 15 items that way of things we've had for a year or two or longer. So doing that actually has got us some sales. The funny thing is, as well, moving things to get to some of those things has actually led to other sales. And this was one that actually was just literally last week. We've had these Miners Gem coins for, I think, 2 years. It was just some coins that were actually bought by somebody. We bought it from a sort of mini estate sale. That find that we got from a couple that was that found us and said, we're moving into a senior's home and we got a bunch of stuff to sell. And this is one of the things that they bought on one of their cruises. I think it was a Princess cruise or something. They said like a lot of money for it. We didn't pay a lot of stuff for it, but I had to move it. And I was like thinking, should I put this on Whatnot? Should I get this into our, you know what? We're still working on our January max sold. I can throw it into, I'm doing a coin paper smalls. So I'm going to put it in the max sold, but not today. And literally that morning, I thought about that night, and that morning they ended up selling not for 95, for $50. We took an offer on them for $50, but they've been.
And I would have gladly taken an offer of 20. Just to
I would have gladly taken an offer of 10. It's like if we had put them on Whatnot, we might have started them at 5. So we had a few of those things. Lisa sold something that's been in her store for 4 years. Come here, buy our crap. Yes.
Yeah, no, it's part of our cleaning up our inventory in the house. Craig's been stealing the boxes from the inventory shelf, and I had a panic because something else sold and I couldn't find the inventory box. It's like, where is it? What did you do with it? Rawr, rawr, rawr.
So I guess because of that, I have to put my new glasses on. These are my Marauders map.
Yes, and you
I am
are
up to no
you,
good.
you
Since I am up to no good tonight, I'll put them on.
When aren't you?
Yeah.
When aren't you up to no good?
Various times when Don's asking, how often do you end and relist or sell similar? Well, now we're doing it for January. We're doing all our inventory over the next 2 months. We're going to be taking that down and taking a look at how long it's been up there, and then it's either going to go. That's when we're doing. If you remember from last week or the week before, we're doing it. It's either going into end it, resell it. It may need fixing, but a lot of times we're just putting the same thing up, just relisting it or sell similar, changing the price, sometimes putting it at the same price, all sorts of different ways, but we're ending it. We're not letting something still sit there, or it's going into our max sold auction, or it's going into our onto our Whatnot shows, or it's going onto Etsy. So we actually have moved stuff to go onto Etsy and just started listing some stuff onto Etsy. So it's going to be an ongoing process. I think it might actually take us closer if we do it the way we're doing it right now, and we have all the other stuff that we've got going on. Well, no, I think it'll take at least 3 to 4 months to do it. And I think what it'll do is it'll allow us to also just continue. So once we get to the end of everything, we just start again, because our box EP1, the first box that we have, we emptied half of it out. Now, when Rick is actually loading stuff on for us, he's putting it into 1. Right, so he's putting it back there so that box is becoming filled again. And I have one box that's empty now, completely empty. So it's an inventory box. It's on our inventory shelf, but it's EP3 and it's empty. So Rick can put whatever he wants into that. And then again, 6 months from now, and we usually do tell everybody to try and do a 6-month inventory anyway, but we'll probably do that. Like, we'll probably just keep it coasting along. We don't use the automatic relisting on InkFrog because we like to look at everything. So that's kind of the way that we actually do it. Heather says, you think that she and Bob think list it and forget it is BS. You have to work your merchandise. Yes, you do. And again, when we're doing this inventory, that's where we're finding I've had merchandise up for 2 years and 9 months. It's like, oh crap. So let's figure out something.
Going through boxes in the basement, it's When did we buy this? Oh,
Oh
2 years.
yeah, we have
Oh
found so
no,
much
it's
stuff.
been 6 years since we
Oh,
bought it.
yeah, because of COVID and we lost the 2 years. Today was actually the 3rd year anniversary of the first case in Canada. And when they said that, it was like, oh my God, we basically lost the last 3 years of our lives. So it's looking at stuff and finding and going, when did we buy this? So it's actually, we're having a lot of fun going through stuff. We're working actually together quite well on stuff as
Yeah,
well.
we're getting better at communicating.
Yeah.
One of the things that we used to have an antique booth, or we had a booth at an antique mall. I think it was 2015, 2016.
Yeah, we ended it in 2016.
And we're finding inventory with tags from the booth all over the place, which means we packed it up from the booth. It went into a box and was never seen again.
And we do know for a fact, though, there are some boxes we are looking for. Like, we know that we bought at one point, we were down at an antique mall in 2018, and we bought about 150 Lego guys,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we sold 20 of them. And we can't find the other 130. They're in some box somewhere. So
Yeah, with all of the other littles.
and littles, again, they can become good things. And I just wanted to show you because we've got them listed and out. We have now sold 3 pairs officially, 3 pairs or 4 actually, I think, of our Doc Martens. We're putting them in like 2 sets of 2s. But for us, so in this case, this one size, we sold 2 of those, and they're going for about $10 for 2 pair.
We're doing free shipping.
So we've sold $40 worth, and we paid less than $20. And so we sold 8 of them, and now we have 287 left to sell.
At least. We have a small box on the inventory shelf.
We are going to try and do a couple of things with them. I've tried them. I'm going to try them for a month at $15 for 2 pair with free shipping. Then we're going to flip it and try them for $10 for 2 pair plus for $5 shipping and see which one works better for us, which has more traction for us over the course of 2 different months, which one is grabbing more people. And again, we found that that's worked quite well for us before, trying it 2 different ways over 2 months and then figuring out which way it's best. It happened a lot with us with some ornaments. Yeah, now, again, before I go into
bread and butter for us,
before I go, actually,
quite well.
Talk a little about your the 2. I don't know what 2 finds you took down there, but I gotta try and get this video loaded, Rick. So can you talk about those while I try and load this video up?
All right. Well, I'm going to start with the boring thing first. I found this basket in a basement at an estate sale. I thought it was cute. It was filled with clothespins, and the entire basket with all of the wooden vintage clothespins was $1. And I think it was 50% off day, so it might have been 50 cents. I don't know if this is a true vintage basket or what. Who out there knows what baskets are and whether or not this thing should be auctioned or where I could do more research? So yes, it's a basement basket. That's one thing. And again, it's quite light. It's 4 ounces, so it would ship first class. One of the other things I found, again, this is something that we had at our antique booth. When we had it at the booth, we listed it for $85, and it is a... Hello, Craigie. I'm talking here. What are you doing? Here, he doesn't know what he's doing right now. Okay, so here is the tag. So it's a Tibetan Damaru drum. And basically this is the carrying case with a shoulder strap. Let's see if I can get that there. Something like that. Anyways, it has its little tie. And inside is the drum. And the drum is fun. It's basically you flip it around that way, and the little beady things actually make the noise. We have seen these listed on WorthPoint. One with this particular type of carrying case is listed for or sold for $300. So I'm going to be listing this on eBay for $250, and we'll see if it sells. The other thing that we got with today, we were out thrifting, and I just fell in love with it. I couldn't leave the store without it.
No, you can hold off showing that for the
Oh,
moment.
okay. Wait until the end of the show. We'll show that at the very end.
God.
I fell in love. Craig hates it, but
I don't
I
hate
love
it.
it.
I just
I love it.
so now again, so I want to say at one point, and I don't think he's in here, but I have to blame and thank Adrian because on Saturday night he called me because he was looking at bidding
He's
on
here.
something, but he couldn't pick it up, and he was going to bid on something in a max sold auction. Oh, Adrian, there he is. I'm literally just talking about you this exactly this second. So it's so it's kind of blame him, but it's also thank him. So I'm on. We were going to do a whatnot show, and I'll talk about that a little later. But we were doing a whatnot show that we did a pop up show on Saturday night, and at 7 o'clock he calls me and says, "I want to get this. It's out in the West End. It's Tuesday afternoon pickup. Can you bid on it? Is there anything else you like in there?" So I go into the auction. I'm looking, and I see this in the auction. This is one of the items. Now, for those of you who may or may not be familiar with this, this is these are Hallmark houses. So this is a lot of all these little Hallmark houses, and I could see them all, and I thought, oh, those are kind of interesting. Well, I did my little check on them by Google imaging, and this is the thing I did not know. And so here's a little trick that I don't know if you knew this. I just learned this. So I talk all the time about doing Google image on your phone. So when you're at the store, you use Google Lens, and I'll show you. I'm going to use it in a minute to show you something I did on a BAGGIE wall. But I don't know if you realize this. In Chrome, and I think Rick had to confirm that this is done in Chrome. If you have an item like this, you actually can right click on the item, which I just did. And look at that long search images with Google. I can pop that
That's
down.
not showing on your
Oh,
screen.
no, sorry, wrong page. Search images with Google. And look what happens. It pulled up images. And I can actually make it smaller, depending upon what the image is. And in this case, I can try and take it that far down and ask it to search. And look at this. From that tiny, teeny little images, I have actually got
Yes, it's Carl's tip.
that item. Was that Carl's tip?
Yes.
Well, Carl, help me, and I forgot. You're screaming. I'm sorry. You told me that live, and I forgot about it. And when you told me that live, and I forgot about it, and then I found it again by myself, I forgot it was you. So I have to big props. Shout out to Mr. Carl, the lazy reseller. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I will find something to send you just to thank you for that. But so when I thought about it, I didn't actually think about it though, that I would be doing it during like live shows, like during a max sold auction. So I did do this during the max sold auction, and I got this thing. I found one or two of them, and I actually ended up bidding on this lot. And this lot, I got the whole lot of 37 pieces, 31 houses for $55. And this is what they can go for. This is my other like tip. There's a place called Hooked on Hallmark. And if you know the name of something, which you may find, this happens to be the Nostalgic House series. I can find what they have and ship. They sell multiple Hallmarks that I can go through this. And I'm looking at this, seeing that these houses are all listing for $20 or more. And in fact, I'm not sure if we have it. There's one that listed for $99. So I'm thinking for that might be pretty good. Well, you know what? And then I go on to Max or onto eBay and take a look at this. Some people are selling individual, like lots of houses, but other people are selling individual houses for $45 with no box. Well, that house is here in the picture. Like, I got that house. I got this house. I've got this. So these three things alone potentially could be $150. And I paid, as I said, $55. Well, right beside that, there was another Hallmark lot, and it was this. And this lot, so they did the same thing. I used Carl, the lazy reseller's tip. If you need tips, talk to Carl. I used his tip about searching using Google on your desktop. And guess what? I found the image. I'll cut this, Carl, and make it its own little YouTube short. And then these, I actually did the same thing and found that they were all motion ones. They all did something. Like you can sort of see it in here if I can get the picture to be bigger. Like this one has, you can't really see as clearly, but this has people skating on it and a slide. This one is train that goes around the outside. This one is a train going around, another train going around. Well, I looked them up, and there is a better picture of that one. And then I looked that up on eBay, and what do I see those selling for? 50, 40 for that's just that one. $40 for that, $60 for that one. Well, what do they have? 13 pieces, and I picked all 13 pieces up for $81. So I have to thank Adrian for it. And there's that a better close-up of that one. So that is a used ornament with no box that sells for $60. I'm paying 81, 100 Canadian at the end of the day for 13 of them. So I'm hoping that I will be able to take this $200 total buy and flip it for close to $800 to $1,000. And so that's like, I just wanted to show people one using Google. So I had to take Rick today to pick them up because there were 50 of these houses, and I thought we'd have to wrap them all and we have to get them all done. So I said, Rick, I'm sorry, I got to drag you out at noon, and I'm going to take you to go and pick this stuff up. There was this was so amazing. There was nobody on the highway. We had to go across the city from one end of the city to the east end of the west end. Normally takes an hour. Rush hour can take 2 hours. We did it in like 25 minutes, right?
Yeah, it was
Nobody.
It's like the Moses parting the traffic.
It was so weird. We got to the condo, and the person had already packed it. It was in boxes for us, so we just walked in and took it. We came back across the city, and so, no thrifting. We were coming back across the city, and we got back across the city in literally about a half an hour. So our entire trip from the east end to the west end that I thought would take us from 11:30 in the morning when we left till
4.
probably like 4, we were back near our house at 12:45, less than an hour and a half. I said to Rico, we got some other stuff we have to do. Oh, by the way, it's Tuesday, senior day. So is it all right if I pop into a few stores? You don't have to come with me. I can just pop into a few stores. And he was like, yes, we can pop into a few stores. So we did that. We also had to buy some bubble wrap at the Costco for Business.
Oh, Costco for Business had 6x6x6 boxes, 25 of them for $10. So 40 cents a box.
Yeah.
We get them from Uline for 60 cents a box. So we bought some.
So if you can get to a Costco for Business, you should take a look at them for boxes, because that's what you can't order them online for that price. And we also bought bubble wrap because they have the boxed bubble wrap for $15 for 2 different sizes, big bubble, little bubbles.
My favorite is the big bubble.
So I did 3. I actually got a couple of things from a BAGGIE wall, surprise for today. But then this is where I finally get to go. So now I get to show you, this is the BAGGIE wall at our closest one. You can see how long it is. This is our toy BAGGIE wall. Just the toy BAGGIE wall. And then down at the very back there, this is where you get into the shelves, that are in the back corner there. So in that back corner, there are shelves, and then that is a shelf just as long that is all the loose toys. So cars, trucks, bigger dolls, things like that. But again, I don't mean to make people jealous, but that is my toy baggie wall.
At one store.
At one store. Now, there in this same store, there is a regular baggie wall, which is the kind of baggie wall that you normally would have for like
Tchotchkes,
tchotchkes, housewares, all that sort of stuff.
kitchen
And that is
stuff.
as long as well. And that's at the other side of the store. So this one place has like 2 huge baggie walls.
Actually,
yes.
Craig has a really quick technique. It doesn't take hours for him. He could do that entire wall in 20 minutes.
Yeah. But I'm a toy fanatic. So yeah, that is, damn, it's a big one. Andrew's is only about 10 feet long and half full. Well, today I went into one of the stores and literally I couldn't take a picture because I said to Rick, he said, go into this store and film the baggie wall. I got to the baggie wall and it was senior day, but it's about half as long as that in this other store I'm at. There were like 7 people at it.
Including
like zombies.
2 ladies chatting over their crisscrossed carts.
It was like zombies, plant-based zombies with the catch of whatever virus from The Last of Us, like just like on the wall.
Toys.
Do I look at the color tag of the week or all the toys? I actually, because of the way that our place puts them, you kind of have to look at all of them. So I really flip. There's certain toys that I don't really do too much anymore. I stay away. I look at the front toys for a lot of the, my technique is cars. I can glance at them and see if they're older. Then I weigh them with the bags in your hand to see if they weigh like heavy or plastic. Then I go to I do the doll wall. I look at every single bag on the doll wall. The Lego and card section I look at, but half of that wall is little baggies filled with like all sorts of stuff. And it could take me 45 minutes or more to go through every one of them, so I do a quick flip. I probably pass by stuff all the time that I should get, but I didn't. But we go out, we get some stuff. I'm going to go through it in a minute. I know I'm taking a while to get there, but it's fine. And I go through the stuff. I promise I will. And hopefully you're having fun watching us right now. But I think you'll have a little bit more fun when you see this, which again happened to be on our Instagram page. But Rick didn't want to go into any of the stores today. And he's letting me thrift. And he's on his messenger so I can say, hey, look at this. And the first store that I went into, I found nothing because there were all those like zombies at the toy wall. The next one I went into normally has things overpriced like crazy, like way overpriced. And I actually went to the back and found 5 Monster High dolls. So I was like, oh, and they were $7.99, which is a bit high, but they were dressed and had shoes and all their limbs. And we did really good with our Monster High show last week. So I thought, okay, I'll pick them up. And I found one other thing there, but they weren't baggie wall. Then I took him to this other. We went to the Costco for business. Then we get to the Salvation Army, and I said, "Are you gonna?" He goes, "I'm gonna come in." I was, yes, it is Savers, Savers Value Village. Well, again, in West Coast, I think California, it's called Value Village in the West Coast as well. So it's called Savers in some places. So he said, "I'm coming in." I was like, "Oh, okay." So we go in. We do a little shopping. He finds a couple of things that are neat. And this is the thing that he decided he could not part with.
Oh.
At the thrift.
Are you ready for this, kids?
This is what we had to get.
Sorry. It's glorious.
Then he was disappointed that it had no signature. But I held it up. Then he saw the $1.99.
I love them.
And I said, I'm going to treat you to this because you come in. So he was like, oh my goodness.
Look at those eyes.
I'm scared. Yeah, $1.99. So I said, I'm going to treat you to this. Okay, we'll go through another section of the store, And what does Rick do? I'm going to treat you to something too. And I said, what's that you're going to treat me to? Because we were walking through the women's section. Now, you can see sometimes he giggles. It's not that often that you can get him to like giggle or laugh out loud. Well, he found a Beauty and the Beast dress like Belle wore when she was dancing with the Beast. And he said, I think that's your size. I'm going to buy that for you since you bought my painting. Well, let's just say, who says the Beast can't be a beauty?
It is all its time. Dress that does not fit. This is what you get when you do the combining. A Beauty and the Beast.
You can hear me giggling in the back.
You can hear him giggling in the background of that.
And there's a lady behind me staring at him while he's doing this.
And I had to explain to her that it didn't fit. So I couldn't actually put it on. I could only... But I was quite pleased. There we go. And I had to sing, I guess, at the same time. And I did not realize really that I sort of did, but then he's like, I thought he was taking a picture. And I kind of was singing for him. And then I didn't realize that this was the picture, and I did one, and he's like, picture, and then I did this, thinking he was still the picture. Then he told me afterwards that he took the video.
This is what you get when you do the combining. A Beauty and the Beast.
You can hear him now.
Oh, man.
And he told me he had put it on Facebook Live, like literally. And then I was like, oh, God. Well, I guess it's going to go on Instagram now. So it's now on our Thrifting with Two Dogs Digs Instagram and Thrifting with Two Dogs Digs TikTok. So there
was only one lady in the section by us, so it wasn't that overwhelming.
No, it wasn't that overwhelming. It was a little overwhelming, but it wasn't that overwhelming.
Not for me.
It wasn't for you. Not at all. So let's get on to some of the finds that we have had at the toy store. And most of these have been in the month of January. No, she just looked. She didn't clap. She just looked at, sort of went, oh, that's nice. And then sort of went down away from us. So
yeah, that's exactly what I told her. Life was too short to not have fun. So,
and you know what we say? We like to put the F
for fun.
For fun in thrifting. Otherwise, it would be
threading.
So it doesn't really work. So again, we showed you what our baggie wall looks like. So I am going to take you through now some of the stuff that we found. I guess I'll do it this way. Some of the stuff that I found in the thrift store. A couple of times you might be lucky enough to find a few things that are just on pegs. These are a couple of things really cheap, but I got these because I grabbed this one because these are resale items, obviously. Everything I'm buying is resale. This actually I'm doing because we do 80s and 90s shows on our Whatnot channel. This Thursday we're doing like Strawberry Shortcake and Care Bears. We did on the weekend, we did ephemera, we did slides, we did some artwork on Saturday and Sunday nights. On Thursday of last week, we did a show for Monster High. But when we do this 80s and 90s shows, I found this and it was $1.99. And there's the date on it, was 1996. And I just thought this looked so 80s. Lacen and beading jewelry case that was sealed. And I thought for $1.99, I'm actually going to use this as a giveaway on our Whatnot show. So it was really something I wanted to actually just pick up and pop off. This was also there, and this is a Voltron figure. Again, whenever, hey Janet, waving back. Whenever I see anything that's a carded figure like this, even if it's a bit bent, a bit worn, even if the bubble is popped off, I have a tendency to keep an eye on it. In this case, I think because it had originally sold at Winners, which is a TJX company, for $4.99 that they put it at $2.99. As opposed to the times they actually take stuff from the dollar store that has the dollar store price on it and sell it for $2.99. In this case, they actually took it $4.99 and put it for $2.99. Well, I did a quick check on this, and actually this guy, there's two different versions of him, I think, as well. This guy actually can sell for between $30 and $45. So that was a quick find. While I saw him on the rack, see if I can find this on my phone, if I can get it to do what I want it to do. I'm not sure if I will be able to, or so I might just do it from gallery. It's so long since I do these kind of things. Because I've done it saw it on the rack, I literally went straight to my phone and saw, there he is, $29, $29. I immediately put it into a sell similar so that I can actually, and there's the guy. So I immediately went from that and built a sell similar, sell one like this. And now I'm just got to take a picture of that, and I'll be adding it to this and try and sell it for like $25, including shipping. So a quick find, $22.99, and a quick flip. You can't tell which are new and which are vintage. I know to look for bellies or hooves, but you still can't read them. I think you're talking about My Little Ponies, probably. I didn't see if it said up there anywhere higher what you were talking about, but that's what I'm guessing. It's My Little Ponies. Rick actually can grab My Little Pony from downstairs if he wants to show the hoof. Usually the hoof, get a cheap magnifying door from the dollar store if they're too small to read. Also, again, this is something I love, and this is an app that I have that's free, and it is called the Magnifying Glass Files, and it literally takes your phone and gives you three or four different oh, what are you doing there? I clicked the wrong thing. So there it is. And when you go onto that, you can load with a light 8 times the size of that. So if I was doing that, and then you also have, if that's the free, so you have to keep going, no later. But I've used that an awful lot as well because it lights it up. There's also in the bottom, the newer releases in a lot of cases have a solid pink button in the hoof, versus the original 80s ones don't have a button in the hoof. Using your camera can, like, as a magnifying glass. Yeah, that's what I'm basically doing. So so we found that, and I picked that up. I picked the other card thing up.
Sorry,
Next,
here's a newer one with the plastic disc.
That's the disc. So if you see that pink disc, that is a newer pony. The original ponies don't have that in them. The original 1980s ponies don't have that.
The original ones actually have markings usually on all four hooves.
Yeah.
One of them is the copyright date.
Next, I always look for these, and sometimes you get really lucky. In this case, this was a bag that was hanging like this, but I'm wondering if anybody immediately sees what I could see when it's hanging for $4.99. What would you see if you actually, pony that stepped in gum. If you saw that bag, is there something on there that makes you actually say, I think I got to grab that bag and take a closer look? Throws. So again, I just see if anybody, Candace got it, Diana got it right off the bat. So it is this item right here. That is a vintage Polly Pocket. The rest of the stuff in here is basically crap, I think. I don't know. I haven't looked it up. I really don't care. There's some hamsters and a little thing there. But for $4.99. Now, the tough thing is with a lot of Polly Pockets, you're trying inside the bag to go, is Polly in there? Is she in there? I can't really see in there. And in a lot of cases, you may not even be able to open it. And you can't see it anywhere, so you have to take a risk. Well, the thing is, a lot of the vintage stuff, if you can see the bottom in a case, it will have the name Bluebird on the bottom. Where are we here? Right there. Yeah, let's see. Bluebird there. And Bluebird is when the older ones were made. So again, I take a look at that. Now, look at this. I didn't even know. She just fell out. I couldn't see anything inside. And so I'm lucky enough that there's whatever the house is, and I have a poly for it, which I didn't even think was inside there. Now, you know one of my sayings, if there's one on the wall, it's probably not all. So I spent a little extra time digging, and yeah, I managed to find this on the wall at the same time. And the nice thing about this, there's polys inside this. So again, for $3.99, these are first generation Polly Pockets. Bluebird is usually, Rick, you can click that thing up. Carl asked, is this second generation Polly Pocket or it's first generation Polly Pocket? So again, these have the Bluebird on the bottom, but again, I now recognize these, and there's the date on it, 1980s. And so I'm going to open this one up and see what we got inside this. Oh my goodness, it is the wedding chapel. And there we got a bride and a groom and a flower girl. Because I guess they're supposed to be standing behind them. They all fit in those little things. No priest. There's the flower. Here's the flower girl. Now, if you do, and again, I'm going to give you your little sort of thrift hint here when you're looking for Polly Pockets. What do? You go to a website called Only Polly Pocket. Now, the easy way to do it, we'll pop onto here, and I'll show you. You will type into your Google address Polly Pocket identification. So try and then see where it'll take you. This actually takes you to Only Polly Pocket. And this is what I love about this site, especially for Polly Pockets, is every year is on the back of this. And you get it's along the side here. So in this particular one, I'm looking at a 1989 for this pink one. So if I go to 1989, it actually shows me all of the sets that are here. So look at this, Bridesmaid Polly. I can click on that. It takes me to the set that we just looked at. It gives me all of the information here about it, and even tells me that's what I'm supposed to be getting with it. Those three figures. Tells me what they look like. If I really need to know, Nancy has brown hair, a white wedding dress, pink bow, so I can make sure I'm matching them, because sometimes the polys look for it. But the only thing that I think is missing from this is that ring. And no, if you can pop the bigger picture, Rick, there's the ring. It said, I wouldn't have known this, but look at this. Ring or heart of gold and band fits in the top of the organ. I would not have even noticed this except for knowing that now. And I took a look at it, and what do we got? There's the ring in the top of the organ. Oh, groom down. So this set is the right set. This set is the right set. I don't know, Rick, if you want to just look up while I'm talking about that. That is the Polly Pocket Bridesmaid set. And then the other set that I got was, where did I go here? The other set that I got is this one. And again, we'll have to open it up and see something in there. I will open this up and oh, look at this. It is Polly at a beach. And let's dump and see what we have in our hand. So there we go. There's Polly at a beach. And this has Polly in a bathing suit and a little Polly canoe and a little turtle. So again, using that Polly website, flip it over to the back, 1989. So I'm back. So look at, wait there, you got just that alone. $12 for the bridesmaid, $45 for the set. No ring, $35. So again, this set of the bag of two of these was $3.99. And I just noticed in the bag as I'm moving stuff around, Rick. Bigger picture of me, Rick. There's two Pollys loose in the bag. I didn't even notice them in there. So I got two more Pollys in that bag. But again, we'll just do that one other thing quickly. We go back to the page with this on it, take you back to our references for 1989, and now we're going to look down to see if we can find this color, Tammy's Palm Tree Island. Open it up. There's the Palm Tree Island. Comes with Tammy. Comes with a turtle and an outrigger in green. And that's exactly what we got in here. Tammy and her turtle and outrigger. So we got another full set in there. So I managed with that one at $3.99 and this bag at $4.99 to end up with what looks like it's probably going to be closer, well, $8, going to be close to $100 in Polly Pockets. So that's one of the reasons. And again, when I saw the one,
Craigie?
I spent a little extra time at that baggie wall to see if there were any other Pollys anywhere in there.
Craigie?
Yep.
There is one sold from December that's complete with the ring because you can see
$70.
$70 free shipping. So that is pretty good. Cha-ching.
So next thing is something that you probably aren't even going to think about looking at, but you really should look at it, which is, I don't know if anybody, back in the 80s, I think it was, Fisher Price used to make play food, and it was like for kids to play with, like they have their own refrigerator, their own, it's this whole food thing. So, and this is what, to give you an idea, this is kind of what I saw. This is what the size, they're not small, they're like a real pant size. There we go. This is pizza sauce. So it's Fisher Price pizza sauce, but it also, in this bag, I could see it had a bag for pizza dough, and it also has parts for hamburgers and all of that sort of stuff. Now, this Fisher Price play food can actually go for good money, and this was $4.99 for this entire set. So it looks like I've got the equivalent of a hamburger. There's a bun, there's pickles, there's lettuce. I'm not sure what else is in there. There's a baggie in here that I see has the Fisher Price orange on it. So again, I'm gonna take this out now and show you guys, because this is what I saw. This is what made me buy it. The pizza dough, and knowing that was, again, where'd that other can go? That can of pasta sauce. Yes, there's chicken nuggets and that sort of thing. McDonald's made a version of these as well. That has got some good prices on them, and it's called Fun with Food, I think, Rick, isn't it? Is it called Fun with Food?
I'm finding just Roland dough pizza.
It's Fisher Price bread, and inside foam bread. There it is below.
Oh, it is
down,
Fun with Food.
Down with one. Go down. So $7 to $16 for one of those pieces.
Replacement parts. So
Yeah.
that must have been a multi-listing.
$19 there for right there in that top corner. You just showed it.
Right there.
$19 for this can, and this pizza dough, which actually has in it, but this is so cute, pizza dough, and the can has stuff in it. Why, look,
meatballs.
it's stuff to put on your pizza.
I thought it would be meatballs
I think these are supposed to be meatballs
or pepperonis.
But again, this is the kind of thing, it's surprising. We've actually sold, there's an ice cream box that the individual ice cream pieces, we've sold them for $5 or $10 a piece. So again, a lot of people collect these. If you can find them in the boxes. We saw one at a flea market about 4 years ago. Somebody had about 20 of these, didn't they, Rick? Remember that one lady, and she had like 20 or 30 of these all in their boxes. And
She
they
wanted
are
too much money for them.
Huh?
She wanted too much money for them.
She wanted too much money. But also, you may see things like this. This is just like a little thing of food, a little thing of sardines. Well, you know what? We find those all the time. They've got a vintagey look to them, so that's how you should be able to identify them. A lot of times they actually do have paper labels on them. And we just sold 2 lots on eBay yesterday for $30. 2 little baggies with about 7 of these in each one for $30.
Yeah, we had them listed for 40, I think, and the
Yeah,
person
and I relisted them. I ended them. I relisted them, and they ended up selling out of the blue to a woman who says she does them for crafts. She uses them for crafts. Oh, geez, we're already at 50 minutes. I talked way too much. So I'm going to show you another couple of things. So I had a really amazing find, which is, this was my find. Carl knows about this because I had to send him a thing on. This was my find of I think the past 2 weeks. Probably my find of a little while. I did find some Monster High dolls, so that's good. But here was my find. I went to the baggie wall, and this was at 4 o'clock, 4:30 on a like Thursday afternoon or Friday afternoon. And what do I see hanging from a baggie wall but that? Now, again, because I'm a toy collector, I know exactly what I saw when I saw that, and it was from the shape of the head, the color of the outfit. This is a vintage 1960s G.I. Joe. And I was like, oh my God, there is a vintage 1960s G.I. Joe. Painted head. And you can tell there's a real difference between the reissues of these that came out in the 90s. And this was not, again, this was $4.99, and this was not in their cabinet. So I guess that the person who saw it just went, I don't know what it is, so I'm going to throw this in. He needs a little cleaning. Looks like he's got a bit of a runny nose. But let's see, when there's one on the wall. Boom. 2. 3. 4. In a very different place. 5. And a bag of G.I. Joe clothes. And not only are there 5 of these, so again, that cost me $25 for all of them. But again, because I happen to be a Joe fan, I actually still have my Joe from when I was growing up. This is one of the things that's the best, is this particular G.I. Joe is what's known as a foreign head G.I. Joe. When they came out with G.I. Joes, the first year they came out with them in his arm is loose, but you can fix him. When they came out with them, they were all basically, I could say the easiest way, they were all little white guys. Then they made the foreign issue, and this actually happens to be, I think it might be the Japan. Now the faces you can see are slightly different. This guy, the foreign head guy here, or this guy, the foreign head guy here, actually goes for about $100, and that's not including the fact that he has his outfit on. So again, another amazing find. I think this is the Japanese foreign head G.I. Joe. Again, his arm came off, but they popped back in quite easily. So I was amazed and thrilled that I got that. So a blonde, 2 brunettes.
Yeah,
there's the foreign head there.
Here's some recent solds for the foreign head.
So 1 foreign head and 4 of the others. So that's more for that 1 foreign head doll than I paid for all 25. I paid 25 for all of them.
Yeah, here are a group of 4 painted heads. They were listed for $285. Best offer was accepted. 3, including.
So again, that was just looking for that kind of stuff in the store is one of those things that you got to take an extra look at. I'm going to show you. We got 5 minutes left. I'm going to show you 2 things really quickly. One of them as well. I will hold that one for another show. One of them is a hint that I wanted to talk to you about, and the other is a doll you would probably never heard of and not think about. And again, this is something I happen to have to go to Google Images to see. This was on the toy baggie wall. two of these. They were right beside each other. And I looked at them and thought, what the heck are those? Now, here is, I go and get a closer look at them. They are all little naked boys. Little boys with no clothes and little tiny teeny tiny peenies. You can see it there. There's his peenie. See his teeny weeny? And I was like, oh my God. Now there's dolls that look like this, again, that some people may know of, called Twosies. They were brought out just back in the 90s and early 2000s. And Twosies look kind of like this, except they were manufactured like almost by the same company that Shopkins, I think. They had pants. They didn't have penises. So it's like, what the heck am I looking at here at these? And you can see, they were $3.99 a package. And in each package, there's 4 or 5 of these things. And I will pop one open right now. So you can get a better look at his doodads. So this is, there's a couple of things that are interesting. One, yes, anatomically correct. 2, they have wings. What are these? Well, you'll never believe. I found these. They are called something called and I did this using Carl's method. Well, actually, this was using my method. This was using my phone and literally taking a picture of my phone. I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to Google image. And this is what I got showing up. At top corner there, you can see Sunny Angel. And they're all the little bums. And I can see what other things. There's the Twosies. You see how close they look? The Twosies have like diapers on. The Sunny Angels don't. And here's the thing. I looked this up and take a look at the prices of sold prices on Sunny Angels. The naked ones, $29.99, $18, $10, $12, $60 for a lot of 6, $55 for a watermelon baby. So I was at $55 for this one. So again, I had to grab this. Not even sure there's a bunny. The bunny was $250.
Yeah.
$250.
Drinks carrot. Look for that one.
Cold drink carrot minifigures. Looks like Toy Fair is probably it says there. Toy secret gift. What the heck is this? This is little thing. Do I have this guy? Do I have a bunny? Oh my God, please give me a bunny. Give me a bunny. Bunny, 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 no bunny, no bunny, no bunny, no bunny, no bunny, no bunnies. I have a monkey. So let's look for a Sunny Angel monkey. Let's see if it comes up.
$46.
40 for that. For this.
Woohoo!
Woo! So again, this could be $100, maybe $200 batch of things that you would probably pass up. Again, what made me pick these up? Couple of things. One, the kind of anime look to the face. Then the fact that they were naked. Things that were not appropriate. They wouldn't be making these for kids. They wouldn't be saying, "Here, little girls play with these guys." So that's the kind of thing I want you to keep your eyes open for when you're looking at the baggie walls if you ever get a chance. No, they're Japanese actually. It's a designer toy that was actually manufactured that people would buy, and I think you would actually buy them as from what little research I've done on them, I think you'd actually buy them as in boxes where you didn't know. Here we go, like this. You would buy them as a random figure. So you can see this here. Somebody was paying. There's 54 of these have sold, and inside it was like you didn't know which one of these little naked people you were actually going to get. So I got to do some research which ones I've got. But like these people have sold 54 of these for like and only have 2 left at $12.90 from the New York series. So that's the fun that I have at the Baggie wall. I've got one more thing, but I'll do that in the next Baggie toy wall that I do, because I'm going to do this again in like a month or so, because I had
Well, I
fun.
had one more thing to show.
Okay. I have one last thing, which is my Lego hint for the day.
Okay.
But you go first.
Again, I was digging underneath my desk, and I found this again.
Oh, God.
It is Wind Chimes by the Baum Pierce Studio from 1994, and it is Adam and Eve. There's little Adam, and there's little Eve. There's the snake, and there are some other animals there, but I thought it was kind of cute. We can't find the Adam and Eve anywhere, but similar ones have been listed on WorthPoint.
Yeah, for
Between
$35 to
$40
$50.
60.
Yeah.
So I'm going to list this as well.
$60. I was sitting in a box that we forgot all about. So I think we may have paid $5 for that. Again, my last tip is going to be all about the Baggie wall, and something that some people avoid terribly, because I normally would avoid this. Is a lot of times people may avoid doing Lego, and because you just don't know what the Lego is. Well, this is, and I think I showed this piece once before. This is a Baggie wall piece of Lego, and what I did, don't step on them. So again, I used my Google image and to try and figure out what it was. And with this particular one, the thing that I thought would be the giveaway to it was going to be this kind of thing. So this is on the Baggie wall, and I managed to see on here that this is what it is. It's a Lego set, and the Lego set is 3011. That's a panel. So it's called the Alien. There we go. If I can get that up. It's the Alien Avenger. But it's loose in the bag, and there's no booklet. Here's something I didn't even realize. And if Carl told me this already, I'm sorry, but I forgot. I'm going to give credit to Carl for telling me about it. Is if you simply go to the Lego website and you type into Lego, you put lego.com, there's a section called building instructions. And if you click on the building instructions, all you need to do is put in the name, if you have a name, or the number of the item. In this case, Alien Defender. Nope, that's not it. So let's just put Alien in and search. And you can scroll down and see all the different kinds of thing that it could be. And oh, come on now, find
Avenger. It. Avenger, honey.
Huh?
Avenger. Alien Avenger. You said Defender? Try Avenger.
Sorry. My point is, when you go down on there and get the actual number 697, 695, 6975. Whatever the name of this darn thing is, because sorry, I can't find it right now. You can actually go on that site, type it in. Here's I have Hogwarts Express that I also bought. The Hogwarts Express. I can find this on here. Search. Oh, come on now, why aren't you searching? Why is it not there? I have this set, Hogwarts Express, and it actually allows you to see and download the PDF of your actual piece. Now, if you're working in with your desktop beside you, you actually can take it and get it in color, but you can also print it in color, or what I did was I printed it in black and white. So I'm actually going to take this along with this to my nephew Teddy, who loves Lego. And one of the nights that we babysit him, his project is going to be, here's the instructions and here's this. Tell me if we've got everything from this set. Because if we do, this set can sell for $60 or $70. So again, if you're getting Lego or thinking about it and you see it there, just because it's a bag, if it looks like it's all similar type things, you can always try to Google image it and then look on Lego and print the instructions and find someone to do it. You know what? Do it yourself.
I really hope that the Alien Avenger set is complete.
Why? Because it's 300. Holy jeez.
Because, well, brand new, it's in the $300 range.
Yeah. Used, it's in the $100 range. So again, worth of $7. So take a look at those things when you're going by your one little baggie wall, your big baggie wall. Take a look at these when you happen to be going to, if you are going to garage sales, look at things like that and have an extra look. Start looking and recognizing what Polly Pockets look like, the older ones, looking for the word Bluebird. Shake them. If there's something in it, great. If there's not, the houses still can sell for $20, $30 just for a house without Polly's. Polly's themselves can sell for $10 to $12 to $20 just for a figure. You find something that just looks a little too weird, like little half-naked boys in a toy section, maybe it's the time you should grab them. I got something that I'll talk about more the next time. I'll open it up. This was from the Toy Baggie Wall. I don't even know what's in it, but I thought, yeah, I'm going to take a risk. $3.99. It says a decked box of something, and somebody wrote on it that it's special. I don't know what's in it, but I'll hold that for the next show that we go into a toy thing, and we'll open it up and find out what is special about it. Thanks again to everybody for watching. If you are looking at here, I will remind everybody that we are on Whatnot. Our last show we did last weekend, we did a show on Thursday, and we did a show on Saturday, and then we did a show on Monday or Sunday as well. So we're doing 3 or 4 shows. We've got shows coming up over the next week that are everything from, we're doing a show where we found some Japanese, we found some Japanese art, paper art, and I can't, we found some Japanese paper art. So we are actually doing, these are all our old live streams. And we're going to do a show for a half an hour on this one thing, this one paper art thing, to see if we can sell them. Wrong picture up there. Just, you know, that's underneath the Japanese Chigari. But again, think about looking at Whatnot. I'm going to do another video on that maybe later on this week just to try and explain it some more. But have some fun with your thrifting. Doesn't mean that you have to do this. But if you want to, sure, show us that somewhere. Make Rick laugh. Find if there's a way that you can make him laugh by putting on a dress, whether you needed it or not. I didn't buy the dress, by the way. It didn't fit. Thanks to everybody for joining us here. We'll see you again soon in our craft group on YouTube and other shows, or Whatnot. Thrifting with Two Dogs Digs on Instagram and TikTok. Or who knows where else we'll end up.
Hopefully I'll have a haircut the next time.
You'll have a haircut and have had a nap.
Yes.
Thanks, everyone.